The Mirage of Me and My Cast of Characters, an autobiography of a multidimensional being, Chapter 2. I find it really interesting when I watch a small child. Similar to watching nature, there's just a flow of it because it's all unscripted. There's nothing that has manipulated that small child or that creature in nature. It's just living in pure wonder. If you've ever watched a small child or even a small puppy or kitten that has not been trained in front of a mirror, it's really fascinating. You'll notice them catching glimpses of themselves, not knowing that it is themselves. That small one will step in front of the mirror, point to the nose and the eyes, especially if the adults around them name these features. But if you really pay attention, you'll notice the wonder in their eyes when they're still experimenting with understanding that the one in the mirror is in fact themselves. That unscripted, raw truth being expressed is pure bliss. That one doing it is God, and you are that. Call it universe, call it love, call it source, whatever you call it. It's so natural and organic. And as a small child, I have recollections of these exact experiences starting around the age of 2.5, 3. It's pretty wondrous, this mind thing that seems to bring these memories to the surface. And as I sit here recording this in my 57th year, obviously there's a lot of reflections going on in the time-space continuum. There's reflections that time in my life felt so easy and peaceful. It felt so magical and wondrous. Everything felt brand new. And I seemed to be the center of everyone's world. If I did a little dance in the middle of the room, they would clap and they would laugh. If I came in with something that I had colored to share it, they would hang it on the refrigerator. If I managed to use the restroom in the big potty, they would clap and they would rejoice. And this began the adoption of all the conditioning. These seem like beautiful gifts, and they are, but each of them sets the value making within ourselves at a very young age. I am valued when I do this behavior. I am applauded when I do this behavior. And I might get my bottom smacked when I do this behavior. And often, as it is in life, there may not be a consistency to those, depending upon which other adults I seem to be engaging with along that journey. And this is where the story of Kelly gets really interesting, because this is where things seem to have started to break apart in her soul plan. And when I say break apart, to me now, the one narrating this in this moment in 2025 recognizes that every single supposed story along this path needed to happen exactly as it did for this one who's speaking to you now to be exactly this version that she is. The good, the bad, the loving, the unloving, the dark, the light, the sinful and the joyous. Each expression perfectly so, and each apparent other arising to deliver the contrast necessary. Now, of course, from that point of view, as that little one, none of this is known. Yet if you look at it in a linear landscape from a there to a here, there's something pointing to the remembrance of that as I speak to it right now. Yet what I find most fascinating is there is nothing here that knows any of that to be absolutely true. So what I'm gravitating towards more and more in this expression as a multi-dimensional being with this cast of characters is being grateful for each one, yet attaching to none. And as I look out my beautiful window this morning, having a light snowfall in the middle of March, I think how wondrous it all is. How wondrous it all is in the collection of snapshots or snippets of this lifetime, each leading up, apparently, to this one. Yet I'm also noticing as I'm recording this that the image of me recording it is reflected in that beautiful window. And I cannot find which version of me is truth. The one speaking of the memory so long ago, the one recording this message now, the one narrating the message getting recorded, the one being reflected in the glass, seeing what it calls itself, yet not knowing any of these cast of characters to be true. This is what it means to be in this world but not of it. The Mirage and all of these cast of characters are beautifully part of this grand mirror, which I am a part of. And that mirror going all the way with no ends, no edges, no endings, can simply not know itself if it is everything. Yet shatter that mirror into thousands of fragments, and I am every aspect being played out. The one that comes to me in a text as I'm recording this, seeming to be a friend, reaching out simply to say, I'm thinking of you today, with a little heart emoji, is also me. The one messaging me an email, seemingly lost and confused, looking for guidance in this space and time, is also only one of those fragments of that mirror wanting to connect with me. I deny none of them, and I attached to none of them. All of it is moving in this flow of life, and all of it is landing perfectly at my feet. If I name it disruptive, so it shall be. If I name it Horrific, so it shall be. Abracadabra, my words are my wands. So I'm very selective with how I'm spending the coins of heaven. And I make sure more thoroughly now that I am investing those very coins by slowing down the pace of what is being witnessed here and finding the humor in all of it, yet not attaching to that either. This multidimensional being and its cast of characters in the mirage of this dreamscape are affording me exactly what is needed to take that next step. My only role here is to breathe and not resist, and the rest is taken care of. So it lifts its foot to put it down on that next space of the path and knows that that will be afforded to me in the grand surrender of every moment of thisness creating thatness, and I am a part of all of it. I hope that as you carry on this journey with me, that you're able to take moments in your day, be still with this noticing and this witness, for they are in fact your truth. You can play in the dream, working on the dream, and you will only exhaust yourself and get tired. Slow it all down and see the blessings that are coming here now and that were afforded to you, apparently, back then. Each is a delight being brought to you from the beyond. And that beyond was written, directed, casted, and the role was scripted for and by you. Much love. Until next time.